Welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa Caprio. Do you believe in magic? What if you were told that all you had to do was get a little creative and work a magic spell to bring anything you can imagine into your life? Here on Postcards to the Universe, we will share manifesting, tips, postcards, creativity, abundance, and prosperity. Here is your host, Melissa Caprio.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. It's Wednesday. How's everybody doing? I hope you're well. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're being safe right now. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world, so stay safe. Today, I have a really wonderful guest. She's an angel communicator, Ros Place, and she's going to join me in just a couple of minutes. I'm super excited to talk to her. To my regulars, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. It means the world to me. If you're tuning in for the first time, I want to say welcome, and I hope that you enjoy today's show. And just so you know, all of the shows that we do here on Own Times Radio go up in the archives, and you can listen to any show at any time you like, and there will be a description about what the show is about, and you can see which guests I have on and what we're going to be talking about. You can also find me on any of the podcasting platforms, or you can find me on my website in postcardstotheuniverse.com, and there's a section of podcasts. I upload all the shows there too. A little bit about me. I'm a artist. I'm a photographer. I'm an author. My book is titled Postcards to the Universe, Harness the Universe's Power and Manifest Your Dreams. And it's all about manifesting. And I use photography, and I have people create manifesting postcards, and I photograph them. And that's what the book is about. So please, if you're interested, reach out, ask me questions, or just order the book. I would love it. I'm very proud of it. It came out, I can't even believe it, over 5 years ago. My photography's changed a lot, but the message is still the same, right? We're conscious co-creators with the universe. So what do we want to create? What do we want to bring into our life? I started recently putting out 3 to 4 minute videos. I'm posting them on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. They're on a variety of topics, everything that's inspirational. And I'm keeping them short because, our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. There's so much information coming at us, but they're always inspirational. I would love it if you would check them out and you would comment, follow, and share them. I feel like I need to put a lot of positivity as I can out into the world right now. So that's why I started doing them. And they've been fun to do, actually. So please check them out. I hope that you do. Okay, let me get to my guest today. Ros Place, she is a Guardian Angel Communicator, originally from England, who empowers truth seekers to connect with their guardian angels and find trustworthy answers to life's important questions. Through her proven Channel of Clarity method, Ros teaches you how to verbally channel your guardian angel so you gain clarity, confidence, and clear direction whenever you need it. Unlike other teachers, Ros won't keep the tools to herself, making it confusing, or leave you to figure it out alone. She's committed to guiding you every step of the way to communicate with your guardian angel so you can receive truthful, trustworthy answers when you need them. For more, visit I think it's a dash or it's a slash. angels-with-ros.com. Welcome, Ros. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
I'm excited to talk to you. So how did this work start with you? How did this happen for you?
Well, I've always known angels and communicated with angels. In fact, my earliest memory is of angels. I can remember laying in my little crib when I was a little girl and seeing angels all around me. And until I got to age 11, I thought everybody else could see exactly what I could see. I thought that everybody else had the same ability and that it was just normal. It was just normal life. And it wasn't until I got to age 11 that I went to a secondary school, which is where you go when you go from 11 to 16 in the UK. And I realised that that wasn't the case. And that was where the challenge began. So I was born doing it, and it wasn't until I actually had our first son, who is now 20, that I began communicating with my guardian angel, who's called Trisam, and I started helping people to communicate with the angels and to connect with the angels.
Oh my God, that's fascinating. Okay, so you said you always had that. So, or saw them or heard, did you see them or hear them, or how did that work when you were little?
So when I was little, I can just remember laying and looking all around me and seeing angels, and the feeling of love, the feeling of safety. They used to teach me at night. That's the best way of describing it. So they would kind of communicate with me and help me to grow and learn and fill me with all of this knowledge, help me to develop my spiritual gifts. And I saw them and I was taught by them, and I was told. That's the word that I always use when it comes to understanding how the communication is. You're told. I was told things that helped me to navigate life. So it was a visual thing, a feeling, and then it was something that was very much about being told knowledge.
That is fascinating. I hear a little bit of an echo on my end, so I'm going to let you do most of the talking. So tell us a little bit about what our guardian angels are here to teach us, what are there to tell us, and how we should be more open to receiving these messages.
Yeah, so when you think about guardian angels, you think about angels who are with you to keep you safe, and that is their primary focus. There's been a lot of talk recently in my client work about near-death experiences. I think there's a show on Netflix that might have created this kind of conversation around the ending of life, passing over, and what happens, and the experiences that people have when they pass over. And your guardian angel is with you to ensure that you're safe in this lifetime, and also that you don't pass over into heaven until it's your time. You often hear with people that have near-death experiences who came back, who are obviously communicating their stories, that they were told that it wasn't their time and that they were to come back. And so that's a big part of your guardian angel. They are with you from conception. So the minute you're conceived, and this was a very interesting point because it's like, when is a guardian angel assigned? The moment you're conceived, the moment you become consciousness, a guardian angel is with you in this lifetime, with you all the way through growth in your mother's womb, all the way through birth, all the way through childhood and adulthood, always guiding you to your purpose, to remind you of who you've come to be, to remind you of your skills, the natural talents that you have, so that you can thrive on earth. And so your guardian angel is with you to remind you of all of those things, and they do that through their frequency. So when people think about guardian angels, very often they think about like cherubs almost, like little kind of like fluffy angels floating around. They are a frequency. They're a vibrational frequency. And that vibrational frequency is important because what it does is it allows you to connect with them through what you recognize. And that's a really important part of their role, to help you to fulfill your purpose and to help you to stay safe in this lifetime.
Wow. That's so fascinating. Do you, I'm trying to think of the right question to ask. So everybody has a guardian angel, correct?
Yes.
Wow. And can we can all connect with our angel? How can we start connecting with our angel, our guardian angel?
Yeah, it's a really great question. When children are born, very often you'll see them looking in a part of the room or appearing to see what's around them when there's nothing there. And there's a wisdom in a baby's eyes, a young child's eyes, very often, that is there momentarily, and then as they grow older, it kind of vanishes. So early in life, people are much more aware of that connection. They're much less affected by the noise of the world around, the distractions of the world around. And it's interesting, I heard you on the intro to this show talking about, there is a lot of noise, there is a lot of turbulence, there is a lot of chaos in the world. And that noise is something which really rips people away from their spiritual selves, makes it so hard to hear their guardian angels, makes it so hard to connect, because connecting is knowing that they're there. Connecting is that ability that we all have to experience their love, to understand that they're there to help us, to ask for help. But the more life goes on, the more that sound is drowned out, the more programming, the more conditioning, the more is layered on top of us, which takes us away from what we knew. And so connecting is about going back for many to remembering the experiences they had as children. I speak to so many people who talk about how when they were children, they used to see their, passed away grandma, or they saw light, or they were aware of colour, or they had a sense or a feeling of things. But as they grew older, this faded. And so connecting with your guardian angel for many is about going back to when you were open. You look at children, they're so open. Their eyes are so full of awe about the world that is around. When you look at adults, their eyes can be so full of fear or frustration or anger or negativity or pessimism or the weight of the world and what their life has become. But when you're able to connect in with your guardian angel, which you do through often revisiting and exploring experiences in your childhood, but really focusing on love, and that sounds so vast, but connecting in with your heart center, being present to your body, feeling your breath, you start to become aware of truth, and you start to have that understanding of what you've already known. But it's hard with the noise. It's hard with all of the energy of everything other than that that's going on around us. And it's getting hard. Computers are taking us away. The world events are taking us away. The narrative, the news, everything that is happening, which was created in so many ways to be useful, becoming an overwhelming distraction. And so connection comes from what is hardest in this world to do, finding quiet, peace.
Yeah, it's hard to find quiet sometimes, depending, especially if you live in a very big city, or a lot of people around you. It's hard. But what I want to know is, when we do get quiet, how do we know how our guardian angels are trying to communicate with us?
So it's great. That's a great question. Guardian angel communication comes in lots of different ways, and they will get you where you are. Okay. So one of the ways that guardian angels can really get your attention is through numbers. Like if you're seeing double digits all the time, or treble digits all the time, if you get, that lovely feeling when you look at your clock and it's 11:11, or you get the till receipt, and it ends in 22, or, you look at a license plate or any number of, lockers, everything, you just keep looking and you keep seeing numbers. That is one of the ways that your guardian angel is trying to get your attention in the world around you. It's one of the ways that they're trying to, within the noise, stand out to you through patterns and sequences, and numbers is one of those. When we get quiet, how do we know? That's a great question. And it's not an answer that is provided instantaneously. But what I will tell you is that when you connect with your guardian angel, when you develop the relationship with them that is based on not blind faith, which is something which I do not recommend or encourage in any way, which is not based on hope, which is not based on wanting it to be so, but based on fact, based on communicating with your guardian angel and then providing you with an answer, and then you applying that to your life, That's how you start to see the proof. And that is important. Your guardian angel is with you to help you to practically apply their guidance to your life. So the beginning is, for many people, finding that peace is about meditation. It's about listening and calming. I understand exactly what you mean about being in a city. I grew up in London, so I'm not noise, people, sounds, cars, trains, other people's music, people walking around above you and below you. You know, that's not new to me. And in actual fact, the noise of people and life was something that used to be an obstruction to me to being able to channel. I used to require perfectly quiet conditions in order to be able to channel Trisan. But what I was able to do through discipline was develop, and I'm not a disciplined person, but was to develop the stamina so that whatever is going on around me, and this is what I teach, it isn't a distraction. One of the things that can be really useful if you've got a lot of noise going on around you and it is upsetting and it is overwhelming is to create other noise. I don't mean turn your radio up louder or put the music on higher than next door. I mean, like, you can listen to maybe sounds of the sea, or you can listen to white noise, or, I mean, I listen to sounds of the sea. I've got like a little kind of like plug-in thing that it takes away the sound of other people around. But finding peace is the challenge. But once you're able to, just through breathing, one of the ways that Trisan teaches is just to put your hand on your heart center. And the way you know you've done that is if you put your thumb and your first finger under your collarbone, and then your palm is slightly cupped on your chest, and underneath is your heart center. And you breathe with your eyes closed. You breathe through your nose, never mouth breathing, always in through your nose and out through your nose. And you repeat the words to yourself. I love you. I accept you for all that you are. I love you unconditionally. And you find yourself slowing down, slowing down. So finding the peace is the challenge. But once you have taken steps to want to find peace, not wanting to escape noise, not wanting to be somewhere where, you know, there aren't any disruptions, but where you find that peace, once you have done it once, just for a second, you can extend that period and it becomes something which is easier and easier to do. But it's not easy, I hear it.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. I see angel numbers. I mean, I see number sequences all the time. All the time. All the time. I see 111, 1111 all the time. My friend sees 4s all the time, and those are her angel numbers. Now, when you look, you know, they tell you when you Google, like, oh, 111 means this, 222 means this. Is that true? Is that just something that we've kind of collectively said, but, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that? You know, like 111 is always about manifestation. Now, I'm all about manifestation, so for me it works, but that might not be what somebody else is about if they're seeing 111s all the time.
Yeah, it's a really good question. So numbers are it's 422 as I'm talking to you, so that's quite funny. You'll be 422 where you are as well.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is that numbers are a vibrational frequency. You notice them and they show up for you because they are a vibrational frequency. So Trisan has provided angel number interpretations from your guardian angel, okay? And for example, 1111. If you see an 11, it's always your guardian angel getting your attention and telling you to stop doing something and start doing something else. So if you keep seeing 1111, it is to do with manifesting. And I know you're the manifesting queen, and that's what you're all about with your photography and creating manifestations through what you're seeing. 11 is your guardian angel saying, stop doing it alone, and saying, start asking for help. So it's always stop doing this, start doing that. Stop doing it on your own. So when you see 11, you might notice that you're trying to struggle on alone, that you're trying to do things on your own, that you're making life more difficult than it needs to be. And believe me, I'm excellent at making things much more difficult than they need to be. That is, I could get a medal for that. I've had to learn that things can be easy and you don't need to make everything difficult and drawn out. So stop doing it alone and start asking for help. All of the numbers are a message from the universe and from your guardian angel. These are the meanings. So 4's your friend, and the 44s. I love a 4. 4 is the energy of building. It's the energy of creation, another manifesting energy. But if you see 4-4 or 4-4-4, it's the angels saying, or your guardian angel saying, stop ignoring your ideas. And it's saying, start creating your dreams. In other words, that idea you had, that is a goer. That thought that you were thinking, do it. So it's a very constructive, productive, this is a goer, is the way I would describe it. Go for it is a 44. Yes, that idea, create it. You can create this. You can make it happen.
Oh, I love that. That's
So
good.
do
I'll
I.
make sure I'll tell her that.
Oh, yeah,
So how did your guardian angel Tristan, is that how you say?
Tristan.
Tristan. How did you hear the name? I'm just saying he, but I know it's, that's just giving it
He is he. No, he is
He is he.
Yeah.
Okay. He is he. Okay. Because that's what I felt, but I wasn't sure. How did you hear the name?
That's a really interesting one. So first of all, on he and she, your guardian angel is a male or a female energy. And that's important because it helps us to connect, male or female energy. And I think when we refer to he or she, we don't want to go into personification. We don't want to make them into people because they're not, because that provides us with limitations in terms of what we feel is possible for them or what we feel we can ask them. But he and she means there is that connection, and that's important because they want to be relatable. So Tristan is a male energy angel, and the funniest thing is, it's really interesting how often I get asked this question, and it's probably a very unsatisfactory answer because I always knew Tristan, and you know how I was saying at the beginning, like they will tell you. So I always knew it was him, and we always communicated, and it was just the energy that was Tristan. And it wasn't until somebody asked me, what's his name? And this was obviously many, many years ago, that he told me. Prior to that, he didn't need a name. I didn't ask him for his name. It was the strangest thing. But yeah, Tristan, that's his name. That's how it happened.
That's Are guardian angels always in spirit, meaning were they ever human and then can become a guardian angel, or they were never in a human body?
No, they weren't. You do have guides with you that are with you to help you, that are those that have passed over. So you can have spirit guides. Yeah. But your guardian angel, you may have guides keeping you safe, loving you, being referred to as guardian angels. In other words, someone who's here to look after me and care for me. But your guardian angel has never been in a human form. And that is an important part of why they're connected with you in this lifetime, because you're like two sides of a coin, right? You and your guardian angel. You're one side, which is human. You have an energy, definitely, but you're human. You're having a physical experience. You're here to do things. You can touch things. You can make things real. You can create in that physical, tangible way. And your guardian angel is the other side of the coin. And what they are there with you to do is to bring the energy. Is to bring the energy, the infusion, everything that you can't cover and you can't do. That's what your guardian angel is with you to help you do. So they are the vibrational frequency, if I can put it like that, the energy of your purpose. And they are always filling you with that energy. So now they've never been human. And do you know what's great about that? There's so many things that are great about that. They don't judge you. They're not waiting for, it's not transactional. They haven't got anywhere they'd rather be. They're not trying to get on with something else and you've disturbed them. You are all that they exist for. And that's hard to get your head around. You are all that they exist for. And the reason that they are with you, of course, it is to help you to fulfill your purpose. But it's more than that. Because when you fulfill your purpose, you contribute positively to the expansion of the entire universe.
Right. I so believe that. That's so interesting. So is our guardian angel with us on all our lifetimes, or does the guardian angel change as we reincarnate and have different lives and different existences?
You have such good questions. You have fantastic
Thank
questions.
you.
You do such good questions. So you have a soul, right? Your soul, that beautiful part of you that is energetic, is with you in many different incarnations, all of your incarnations. Your soul is with you in this life and the previous life and the next life, in order to learn and grow and develop and evolve. There are lessons and contracts and agreements and many different things for the soul to accomplish through your lifetimes. But your guardian angel is only with you in this lifetime to help you to fulfill this purpose as the human of Melissa that you are.
Interesting. So interesting. That makes me, I don't know, a little sad thinking that your guardian angel is only with you in the one lifetime. I know you'll get another one in another lifetime, but still.
Yeah, it's just the one lifetime. But it's
no, come with me in the next lifetime.
Oh, that's so lovely. Yeah, no, they are only with you in this lifetime to help you to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. But there's no feeling of like an expiry date or something sad or an ending which was sooner than it needed to be. You are always growing, you're always evolving, you're always becoming more than you've ever been in this lifetime, in the lifetime you're going to have in the future. But just this lifetime, that's what they're with you to do. And when you communicate with them, when you connect with them, they're able to help you and do their job. You know, otherwise they're just sitting around. I mean, I know it's funny, but it's true. You've got an angel with you now, right by your side, here to help you to fulfill your purpose. Here so that you can ask any question and get a completely trustworthy answer that you can apply to your life and change your life with. They're there right now waiting to be able to do that. And the sooner you connect with them, the sooner you start asking them for help. Even if you don't know who they are, even if you haven't connected with them yet, say, Guardian Angel, help me with this, help me with that. Getting into the habit of not looking at what the problems are or the challenges are that you're facing, but saying, can you help me with this? Everything from finding the best vegetable when you go to the store to how to write an email, to how to grow your business, to how to bring more love or wonderful people into your life. But it's getting into the habit of asking for help. It's number 11 every single day. Stop doing it on your own. Ask me for help, ask me for help, ask me for help.
I love that. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to talk a lot more when we come back. Guys, stay tuned and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Conscious media for conscious minds. Om Times. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of Om Times Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of Om Times. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Om Times Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. ascendinghearts.com.
Hi, I'm Melissa Caprio from Postcards to the Universe, Creating the Life You Crave. Do you believe in magic? What if I told you all you had to do was get a little creative and work a dream spell to bring anything you can imagine into your life? Well, guess what? I've got the spell for you. Postcards to the Universe, a global movement for manifestation, is a casting magical tool for you to use whenever you want. How does living in passion sound to you? Join me in my movement where you get to create in the magical playground. Let's think outside the box and do some playful conjuring. By casting out our desires with a manifesting postcard, we explore our hearts and allow the alchemy of our dreams to appear. And don't forget to tune in each week here on Om Times Radio with my show, Postcards to the Universe, Creating the Life You Crave at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I share tips on creativity, abundance, and prosperity, and you will be introduced to the coolest guests, trailblazers, mystics, and creatives who enrich our lives. Welcome back. And if you're just joining me, I'm speaking with Angel Communicator Ros Place, and she's been sharing how we can communicate with our guardian angels. So anybody who's listening right now, Ros, who's like, I want to talk to my guardian angel. I want them to reveal maybe themselves to me, ask for maybe their name so they can feel like they have more of an intimate connection with their guardian angel. What would you recommend them do? I mean, obviously you have to get quiet and you have to get in the right energy and space for it. But like, what kind of signs besides, let's say, the angel numbers should we be looking out for?
Oh, well, the signs that the angels are with you are numbers, as we've said, and also feathers. You know, whenever you see a feather,
I get feathers a lot.
Oh, it's so lovely, isn't it? Like, I would never tire of seeing angels. We were on the beach the other day, actually. Where we are at the moment, we're in Chile. So we've been traveling for 2 years as a family. So that's me, my husband Eddie, and our 2 sons. And we've been traveling. We started off in Europe, and we've been traveling South America, Central America. We're in South America, Chile at the moment. And we were on the beach. And it's a beautiful, wild coastline, lovely rock pools, which made me think about, that reminded me of when I was a little girl, seaweed, and the tide's gone out, and seeing all of the lovely, creatures that are in the rock pools and the starfish. It was beautiful. And walking along and just saw this huge white feather. And even though I speak to Tristan every day, it just does something to you, doesn't it, when you see feathers?
Yes.
So that's a clear sign your angel is saying to you, I'm here, I'm with you, I'm with you.
Do you channel angels?
Yeah.
Other people's guardian angels?
Now that is another really good question. So I channel Tristan, and I teach people how to channel. And by the way, channeling's a funny word, isn't it? It sounds a bit serious and it sounds a bit weird. It's a strange word, channeling, but that is what it is. Channeling just means communicating. It means that you can ask a question and you can get an answer, a clear answer, an answer that is trustworthy, an answer that is truthful, an answer that's going to help you and that you can apply to your life. And I teach people how to do that in a very straightforward method that Tristan has taught. And as to your question, and I channel Tristan every day. I'm writing a book with Tristan at the moment, which is brilliant. And I know you've written a book, and it's quite the undertaking, isn't it?
Oh my God, yes, it is.
It's rewarding, but it really does ask something of you, doesn't it?
It does, yes, it does. It's a lot.
It is a lot. So I'm working on a book with Tristan at the moment. I'm channeling a book with Tristan at the moment about the menopause, actually. I mean, being 51, that's sort of front of mind for me at the moment. It's an everyday event. So
Me too.
So I'm channeling a book with him at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic. So I've been channeling him for my whole life. But he created a method that I teach to other people. Now, to your question, I never connect directly with other people's guardian angels because they are their guardian angels. I will tune into Tristan and through Tristan connect with their guardian angels.
Got it. That makes sense. Well,
it's
does
so good.
Tristan have any advice for us middle-aged women who are going through menopause? Because I'm living in Florida and I'm melting.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I am in the southern hemisphere and it is autumn and I'm not melting, which I appreciate at the moment.
Thank God, right? For the small
Well,
favors. You thank God for small favors.
Who would have thought that grey and quite cold would have been my favourite weather?
It's mine too.
Isn't it funny how life just throws these little curveballs at you? So there's lots of information that Tristan's shared about the menopause that's fascinating. But I will tell you something which I think's been really particularly helpful for me. So in the morning, when you wake up after having gone to the bathroom 5 times and probably sweating for most of the night and melting the mattress, I've actually melted, I don't know about whether this is too much of a share, but like the heat that used to come off my body would actually mold the mattress beneath me into a dip because I was radiating so much menopause.
So much heat.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's a lot.
So Tristan has helped me to really understand how I can help my body starting first thing in the morning. And it starts with 2 things. The first thing when you wake in the morning is light. He says there are 2 priorities, light. So when you wake up in the morning, you need to get light in your eyes, daylight in your eyes. If you can get outside and go outside, brilliant. But if that's too much, just being at a window and taking light into your eyes. That's the first thing.
Interesting.
The second thing, yes, because what it does, he explains, is it helps you to alleviate or to release the melatonin which has been going inside of your body and helping you to sleep a bit, but not as much as you would like. And it helps you to wake up and start the rhythm of your day. The second thing that's the most important priority in the morning for menopausal women is rehydration. But listen to this. I used to wake up in the morning and I love an espresso. I love coffee. I don't know about you. But
Me too.
Let's just get up and get that coffee going. Get that coffee in. It makes me just such a great start to the day. And I also like yerba mate as well because we've been in Brazil and I like drinking that tea as well. So first thing in the morning I'd have a coffee. And then I'll probably have another coffee. And I wasn't really thirsty, so I wouldn't really drink until quite a lot later in the day.
Got it.
But rehydration is important. But rehydration with the tiniest pinch of either Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, the tiniest pinch. And then this is the second bit that's so important, sipping water. The analogy that he's given is when we try to rehydrate, we forget that we haven't rehydrated, and so we try to just gulp and drink as much water as we can in one sitting. Well, you imagine a little seedling or a plant out in the garden. It's not had anything to drink for hours or days, and then you pour a bucket of water on it. It's not going to hydrate it. Yeah, it doesn't get into the cells, and it doesn't get into your body. And so that rehydration by sipping for the first part of the morning and then leaving space. But this is, I could talk about this loads because fasting is another thing that is highly recommended and not for menopausal women. No. But not eating immediately, but rehydrating, leaving space before you start to eat. But the 2 priorities in the morning for menopausal women are light into your eyes and rehydration.
Oh, interesting. Well, I do the rehydration, but I'll stop guzzling.
Sip.
And I'll add a pinch of salt. Now I sip water all day, which is great, and usually in the morning I guzzle a big glass because I have coffee.
Exactly.
But now
and then
I'm
what
good.
happens about like 15 minutes after you've guzzled that massive bottle of water or glass of water, then you need to go to the bathroom, and it's because you're not rehydrating. It's not getting into your cells. So if you sip and if you have it with a little bit of salt first thing in the morning, you'll be good to go, and you won't need to go to the loo as well all morning.
I've heard of the doing the salt, about how good that is for your cells. I take the simple salts every day. You know those little. There's the simple salts. If you look them up, what simple salts are, they're all the minerals. They're very, very good for your body because we don't get as many minerals as we used to because of the processed food and everything. So, and I've noticed that's helped me tremendously. Mm-hmm.
Great. I'll look that up.
Yeah. Look it up. They're called simple salts. So fascinating. Well, thank you, Trisarn. I appreciate that. I'll take any advice I can get right now. So I have to ask this. What is Trisarn talking to you right now about what's going on in our world? Because it's heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. Do you know, when all of this started, and when I say when all of this started, trace this back to COVID, right? Trace this back to 2019, right at the beginning of things. I had so many opinions and things that I wanted to say and things that I felt strongly about. And I channeled Trisarn, and Trisarn was quite clear to me that we all have different roles, and that my role is to bring people together. When you express your point of view, for me, someone like me, to express a point of view which divides, which is from ego, which puts people against each other and on sides, it creates more division. And in addition to that, I found that I was just being taken down by the weight of everything that was happening. We all have different roles, Melissa. There are people that are to be out on the streets. There are people that are to be vocal and active, and there are people who are here to fulfill different roles of bringing awareness. And my role is the role of bringing people together and empowering each other, empowering individuals to understand how they can live their life, contribute to fulfilling their purpose, and contribute positively to the expansion of the universe by focusing on themselves. You can't save the world. You can't save everybody. When you focus on yourself, when you look after yourself, when you are developing spiritually, when you're developing personally, when you are living the life that you came here to live, then you are contributing positively to the expansion of the universe. And the more ways that we can see to bring about togetherness, bring about understanding, bring about compassion, and I really sincerely mean this, the better. We are never going to come together and overcome if we are constantly allowing ourselves to be divided, to be put onto sides, to be told there is this. It's never, that's the complete reverse of what we should be doing. So you can do things by, and anything is going to contribute positively in terms of just going out on the street and smiling, right? Just smiling at someone, a kindness, supporting people where you live, showing a care, loving your family, being generous where you can. But it is so important that we try in every way that we can to see how we are similar, to see how we can connect. That's my take.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I started doing these short videos for social media, because I'm trying to put out more positivity.
Yeah.
Because I could easily not,
Exactly.
And I'm trying not to do that.
No, but that's it. And I can relate to that, because you feel you have a platform, because you feel you have a voice, because you feel as though you should be saying this. But be cautious of division, creating more division, being in the energy of I'm right and you're wrong.
Exactly.
It is so dividing, it's fragmenting, and we are being put into smaller and smaller and smaller pieces. We're being separated from each other. My kids they're not such kids now, but they like Harry Potter. We all love Harry Potter in this house.
I love Harry Potter too.
I mean,
I'm a freak. I'm a Harry Potter freak, so I get it. Believe me. Yes.
But you see, there's one part in the film. There's one part in the film where they're in. Harry's in the forest with Luna, and he's talking about how alone he feels and how he feels like everyone's against him. And she said, "Do you know the bit I mean where she says, well, if I was them, I'd really want you to feel like you were on your own as well, and that there was nobody there with you." And that really is the story of our time. It is about not being alone. It is about connecting. It is about just bringing people together, seeing where there are similarities. And spirituality and personal development go hand in hand. It's not just about sitting and meditating and, you know, sending good vibes. It is about actively doing things which can connect people. You are doing stuff, Melissa, by doing those shorts and by putting those messages of positivity out into the world, because then someone will see that in between the tirade and the stream of other things which they see, which are so commanding of our attention. Isn't it fascinating how drawn we are to these things where there is chaos and where there is disaster and where there is drama?
Yes.
And it is so important to counter that with positive action, with communicating and with bringing people together. And this is what this show does. You are all about helping people to create new realities. You do that through your photography. You're showing people the power of what's possible. And so that is impactful, and it's important work.
Thank you. And that's why I love to do this show, because I love to have people like you on, because you could share your work. That's why I wanted to do radio, because I never thought as a visual artist I would ever do radio or video. You know, that never even occurred to me. So,
But you're so good.
So I know I'm on the right path.
You are.
Yeah. So now people listening right now want to connect with you, and they want to learn how to connect with their guardian angels. What should they do? Do you do group classes, one-on-ones? How do you do your work? How do you guide us to do it ourselves?
So I've got a book, which is probably a good first step for people. It's called The Channel of Clarity Method. You can get it on Amazon. I also have a guide. If people are interested in numbers, I can send you a guide, Melissa, that you might like to share, which will give people
I would love
those
it.
numbers. Oh, it's so nice. You can give it to your friend, the 44, she'll like that one.
Yeah.
It gives you
Love
all the numbers and helps you to understand what your guardian angel is saying to you. I mentor people one-to-one to channel. I take them, and I guarantee, this is the interesting thing. I've been doing this for so many years now, that I can guarantee my program comes with a promise that I will be with you, every step of the way until you are channeling your guardian angel. Everyone that I channel is 100% success rate. Everyone that I teach channels.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it's brilliant. I love it. It's great to have a program, to be sharing something with the world that has a promise with it, that people can really trust. You know, it's a great feeling. I love it. Delivering on my promises is the best feeling in the world. I absolutely love that. I've also got a group coaching program, which I'm starting on the 11th of July. I ran this as a beta class at the beginning of January, because I thought, right, well, I can do this one-to-one. Can I do this with a group? And I did. It was a successful program. Everybody learned to channel in a group setting. So that starts on the 11th of July. You can reach out to me through my website, which is Angels with Ros, or you can just find me on Facebook and just come and say hello. It's Ros Place, ROS Place, PLACE. It's not got a blue tick. It's not an official page. It's just me. Yeah. And you can come and say hi and see what I'm up to on my travels. 2 years, 2 years on the 9th of June, we've been travelling around the world. Yeah, we left England 2 years. Traveling for 2 years, so I've just put a little gif up there of a few different moments in our journey. Most of them seem to revolve around me eating ice cream.
So you go to different places. You're not staying in Chile then. You're moving on. You will move on.
Yeah, we travel. So we've been to, I can't remember, I lose track. Central America, we've visited Mexico, but then South America, we've been to Peru twice, Chile, Ecuador, Brazil. We're going back to Brazil in 2 weeks' time. And it's incredible. We've been to sacred sites. We've been to really high up. Trasan's been guiding high altitude, which has been great for the older stamina. Climbing mountains.
That's wonderful.
And, yeah. So yeah, we're traveling for 2 years. We've been doing that, and Trasan tells us where to go. And
I was going to
that's the
ask
guidance
that
we follow.
question. Thank you, Trasan. I was just going to ask, how do you know where to go next?
You're connected, you two. You're finishing each other's sentences. Yeah,
That's
it's wonderful
so
life.
It sounds like a wonderful life, and I'm happy for you. And I think all of us should be able to have a wonderful life, because the world would look so different if we all did.
Definitely. But you see, I'm saying this as someone who is experiencing it now, but my life definitely was not like this 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I would not have had the confidence to do this, to lead my family, to say, right, we're leaving England without Trasan. And that's the confidence that your guardian angel gives you. When you have that connection, when you communicate with them, you know that you're only going to get it right. You know that you're not going to waste time. You know that you're not going to go down the wrong road. You know that you're safe. You know that you can be abundant. You know that you can be fulfilled. And it's a wonderfully co-creative relationship that just gets better and better, and everybody can experience it. It's not just for the lucky few. It's not just for like a few kind of like special individuals. It's really who finds this work, you know. People find this work. People say, oh, it's really weird, you know, you're kind of hidden away, you know, you're not like on TikTok, or you're not.
Yeah.
I was really impressed that you've set up a TikTok account, Melissa. That's well impressive. That's far beyond my capabilities. But it's about getting yourself out there in the world and sharing your message and being active. And your guardian angel helps you to do that. I would not be living this life without Trasan, 100% guaranteed. But they won't drag you there. They're not going to make you or force you. You have to take those steps, step by step, baby steps. But that's how you get to, travel in the world. I would not have believed it possible.
Wow, that's beautiful. So are they waiting for us to reach out for them? Are they like, you know, I mean, I know we get signs, but are they like, you know, like, hurry up, like, I'm here for you, but you need to ask me for help? Is that how that works?
You do need to ask for help. Part of the reason is because if you ask for help, you can see when that has, free will, but more than that. If you ask for help and you remember what you asked for help for, and then that solution is provided, that situation changes.
That makes sense,
It really does. And also, they're not holding back on you. They're not withholding the relationship. It's about what you need to learn in order to be able to hear them. They're talking, they're communicating. It's just opening that part of you that will allow for that relationship to succeed.
So now your husband and your children, have they connected with their guardian angels, and do they have the names for their own guardian angels?
Yeah. So my husband Eddie, he connected with his guardian. I did a reading. I connected him with his guardian angel probably about 10 years ago. And in January, he was a member of the small group program that I ran to see whether or not channeling would work in a group, and it did. And he's now channeling his guardian angel Prager. He's channeling a book and asking his guardian angel questions about stuff that, oh my goodness, he's been wanting answers to forever. My two sons, their guardian angels, I waited until they were ready. I didn't just communicate with their guardian angels for them. They told me that they wanted to, so they know their guardian angels, but they asked Trasan questions, and I provide, through Trasan, provide them the answers. And it's helped them with everything from how they can avoid CTE in their jiu-jitsu to how they can, what was it my youngest asked about the other day, how they can get better at chess, what foods they should be. I mean, these questions are, your kids, I tell you what, they're the ones that are going to ask all the questions. And so it's fantastic because they need absolute precision and clarity. And so the kind of like concise messages that Trasan can provide to them it's wonderful to be able to help them. But Trasan helps them in a way that I never could. My advice is, you know, probably the last advice that would be taken into account or listened to. But Trasan's advice is accurate, it's clear, it's got nothing to do with me. He regularly proves me wrong. And so it's really helpful to them in their lives, and it's empowering to them because they have to apply it. It's not taking away responsibility, it's providing them with opportunity to really gain confidence in themselves.
Yeah, I love that your young boys, I know they're not boys, young men, children are open to that. I love it.
Yeah, but it's normal in our house. It's never been kind of pushed.
Right.
Or,
Yeah, Mom's just talking to her guardian angel. Don't worry about it.
It is.
Love
it's
it.
like Hogwarts. It's like Hogwarts. That's what Eddie says. He says, oh, it's like Hogwarts. Loads of cats just suddenly appearing in the garden, all staring at me.
Love that so
it is.
much.
It's just normal.
Oh my God. Well, it was such a pleasure, Roz, having you guys. I'm sorry. I know I had little bit of feedback, but Roz was great. So she sounded perfect. Thank you so much for listening to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. And I'm wishing everyone a wonderful week filled with joy, abundance, and love. Peace.